Moreover, being only in his early 40s and in his prime, he had already had his fourth profession change. Thus, it could be said that his future potential was limitless. Jinching Singh's face was severe and expressionless as he stood before the protective barrier around Jin Zion while holding on to his greatsword, his eyes slightly closed. Jin Zion was far from being as calm as him. Every time someone came to report that the invader was stepping closer to his location, Jin Zion's expression would worsen. What should we do? The enemy seems to be coming for me. Jin Zion was completely unsettled, cold sweat pouring down his face. He had already guessed that it was very likely to be Lu Fan, and Lu Fan's goal was to take his life. Just then, Jinching Singh opened his eyes and coldly said, "Second uncle with me here. Why are you panicking?" Jinching Singh was from a branch family. Although he was over 40 years old and not much younger than Jin Zion in terms of family hierarchy, he was of the same generation, the same as Jin Cheng'an. Thus, it was appropriate for him to call Jin Zion second uncle. Jinching Singh had always been arrogant. He had gone through his fourth profession change, with strength second only to Jin Zexi in the entire Jin family. Besides Jin Zexi, there were few people he respected. This naturally included Jin Zion. If he could not even respect his own family members, how could he respect an outside invader? Every year, there were numerous assassination attempts on the royal family, the Jin family, even by fourth profession players. However, who had not fallen under Jinching Singh's sword. Even with the current chaos in overseeing Heaven City, Jinching Singh was confident. He saw himself as the pillar of strength for the Jin family palace. As long as he was present, no petty invader could escape from his sword. If he had not been worried about the enemy using diversionary tactics, Jinching Singh would have already personally gone to end the invader. When he learned that Jin Zexi had lost his mind and was killing their own guards, Jinching Singh even considered killing him too, though in his mind it was mostly to use his first uncle as a stepping stone to fame in extremistis country. However, to avoid criticism, Jinching Singh still fulfilled his duties as the Imperial Guard captain, personally protecting Jin Zion, who held the highest power in extremistis country. The chaos outside grew closer. Finally, at the side hall entrance to Jin Zion's chamber, a figure holding a glowing sword appeared before everyone. He was ascending the steps, one at a time. Lu Fan wore a cloak and mask, but Jin Zion recognized him immediately. Jin Zion nearly fell from his bed. Although he had previously suspected that Lu Fan was not dead, and that all the chaos in extremistis country was his doing, but those were still just suspicions. Now, with Lu Fan truly appearing before him, he knew all his suspicions were true. The 5 National Guardians had gone to kill Lu Fan, but they were instead killed and enslaved by him. The God Slayer Legion and God Destroyer Legion had gone to assist the 5 National Guardians, but were also annihilated by Lu Fan. At extremistis country's borders, the 9 Hell Demons army released by Lu Fan had destroyed countless towns, causing panic throughout extremistis country. Jin Zion wondered what kind of being he had provoked. It's him! He's the Dragon Country representative. Lu Fan. Jin Zion almost fell from his bed to the ground. He was trembling all over. Upon hearing this, Jinching Singh knew that the person before him must be the mastermind behind extremistis country's chaos. He had heard of Lu Fan. He naturally knew this young man had performed exceptionally well in the recent national trial. Lu Fan had killed Charles from Star Strip country, Jin Cheng'an from their extremistis country, and Masashi Ten from Cherry Blossom country. This made him the top figure among the younger generation. However, he was still just from the younger generation. As someone who was already in his 4th profession, Jinching Singh was confident that unless his opponent was also in the 4th profession, they could not possibly be his match. Moreover, Jinching Singh felt secretly delighted. Since Lu Fan was the cause of extremistis country's chaos, and he was now here, if he could kill him, would that not make him the country's new hero? The 5 National Guardians had become history. If he could eliminate this threat, then Jinching Singh's future reputation would surely surpass that of the 5 National Guardians. Perhaps, with proper maneuvering, even he, a branch family member, could become part of the main family and ascend to the throne. Thinking of this, Jinching Singh felt even more elated. He felt that Lu Fan was a gift from the heavens. He raised his greatsword and said with a grin, "All of you, protect Lord Jin. I'll go slay this invader and end the chaos." And with that, he shouldered his greatsword and walked slowly outwards. Seeing this, Jin Zion knew Jinching Singh had completely misunderstood him. After all, this boy was someone who had killed even the 5 National Guardians. He had unfathomable strength. Jinching Singh might be the strongest in the palace, since he was a 4th profession player. However, how could he possibly be Lu Fan's match? Jinching Singh, don't underestimate him, this person. Just as Jin Zion was about to stop him, Jinching Singh laughed and mocked. I understand him well enough. The fall of the 5 National Guardians must have been the work of the 9 hell demons under his control. They are unrelated to his own strength. Now that the 9 hell demons and the 5 National Guardians are busy causing chaos throughout our capital, the intelligence department has already informed me of this. Which means he has none of the 9 hell demons or the 5 National Guardians accompanying him. This makes it the perfect opportunity to kill him. Everyone, guard the array well. He's merely in his 2nd profession. So how strong could he possibly be? I'll kill him with one sword strike. With these words, Jinching Singh swung his sword, releasing a golden storm that enveloped Jin Zion and hundreds of guards. This was a defense skill capable of absorbing a certain amount of damage. Jinching Singh did this purely to ease Jin Zion's anxiety. Seeing Jinching Singh so overconfident, Jin Zion grew more anxious. But he soon thought, since Lu Fan has already come to kill me, what else could Jinching Singh do but face him? Perhaps, as Jinching Singh said, Lu Fan had relied entirely on the enslaved 9 hell demons to kill the 5 National Guardians. Now that Lu Fan does not have those powerful beings with him, if we can't kill him now, then I will surely die today. Jin Zion knew that this was the end. He could only place his hopes on whether Jinching Singh could kill Lu Fan. Lu Fan followed the paper doll to the side hall. There, he saw Jin Zion being heavily protected. That was also when he saw Jinching Singh approaching him with a cold smile and a greatsword on his shoulder. From the aura emanating from Jinching Singh, Lu Fan could tell he was also a 4th profession player, and he was much stronger than the 2 old soldiers from before. Hey, seems like their foundation is better than I thought, to have 3 4th profession players in the Jin family palace. Lu Fan thought to himself, but showed no fear. Nevertheless, when he faced Jinching Singh, Lu Fan stopped for a moment. After all, Jinching Singh, full of confidence, pointed his greatsword at Lu Fan and coldly declared, "You petty thief! How dare you wreak havoc in our Jin family palace? All the chaos throughout Extremistis country was caused by you alone. For someone like you, even dying 1,000 times would not be enough to atone for what you've done?" Faced with Jinching Singh's accusations, Lu Fan had only 2 words: get lost, you. Jinching Singh had not expected a mere 2nd profession player to be so arrogant, more arrogant than himself. However, he quickly smiled coldly, greatsword seemingly bursting into flames. It was now radiating waves of heat. Do you really think I'm some minor character? Some cannon fodder that you can speak to me like that? I am the Jin family's Imperial Guard captain. I'm the strongest one here. To kill you, I only need 1 sword strike. Lu Fan paused, then burst into laughter. What are you laughing at? Jinching Singh's eyes narrowed, his tone displeased. Lu Fan shook his head and said, I'm laughing at how you're overestimating yourself. In my view, you're not even as good as those 2 old soldiers I've just met. You mean Steward Lu and the others. Jinching Singh's Steward Lu naturally referred to one of the 2 4th profession players from earlier. He sneered. They already have half a foot in the grave. Even as 4th profession players, They can only exert less than 80% of their peak strength. How could they possibly compare to me? I am at my peak. As Jinching Singh finished speaking, he had already unleashed a skill. His greatsword plunged into the ground, then slashed upward. Instantly, a huge boulder was torn from the ground. Its surface immediately melted into a blindingly red fireball from the scorching heat. From it, countless sword Q streamed alongside the fireball towards Lu Fan. I had a hidden profession, Sword Dao Grandmaster. I can learn and combine all skills from swordsman-type professions. How could you possibly imagine the power of my sword strike? As Jinching Singh's words fell, the fireball shattered. Combining with his sword Q to envelope Lu Fan, it instantly blocked all escape routes. Lu Fan recognized Jinching Singh's skill. It was a fusion of Whirlwind Slash from Sword God and the Giant Bomb from War God. Both were second profession skills. The combination of two different second profession skills was astonishingly powerful. Given Jinching Singh's profession characteristics, he could probably learn all skills from all swordsman-type professions below the fourth profession. That would most likely mean he had skills from Moon Lord and Destroyer. Adding to that, he had his fourth profession change at such a young age. Calling himself the strongest in the Jin family palace must not be an exaggeration. However, such an expert was not anything special in Lu Fan's eyes. As someone with a powerful hidden profession, Jinching Singh was indeed strong. He had higher attributes than the two old soldiers from before. However, after being trained by senior sister, Lu Fan knew that a person's strength could not be judged solely by their attributes and profession. Like the two old soldiers Lu Fan had just encountered, they had rich combat experience. They also coordinated perfectly. They would sometimes use movements to hide their casting process. In contrast, Jinching Singh released his skills without any concealment, making them easy to anticipate. If Jinching Singh were to fight against either of those two old soldiers, he would certainly lose. When Lu Fan said Jinching Singh was not as good as those two, it was the truth. It was not mere provocation. Faced with Jinching Singh's powerful combined skill, even ordinary fourth profession players would have to retreat. However, Lu Fan did not move at all. Above his head, Xiao Ku flashed with green light as Lu Fan applied Jade Blessing. Because it was a combined skill, Jinching Singh's attack produced multi-hit damage, breaking through 7 of Lu Fan's Jade shields. However, that was all it did. Is that all? Lu Fan smiled and shook his head, stepping forward without even intending to draw his sword. At the same time, Lu Fan waved his hand and commanded the puppet sub space to be open. You said you only needed one sword strike to kill me. You've used that one strike. Now it's my turn. I don't even need my sword to kill you. In fact, if you can make me halt one step before I reach this side hall, I'll surrender. As Lu Fan's words fell, the puppet sub space opened. The summoning array was enormous, like a small mountain. It suggested that whatever emerged would be massive. Jinching Singh noticed that Lu Fan seemed to be summoning something. But compared to Lu Fan's summon, he was more concerned about what Lu Fan had just said. Kill me without your sword. You dare say I can't stop you. What a joke! Jinching Singh was enraged. Though he was shocked by Lu Fan's incredibly powerful defense skills, he was still completely confident he could kill Lu Fan. Seeing Lu Fan walking forward as if he did not exist, Jinching Singh raised his sword again. This time, holding nothing back. He used the combined skills from the third profession Half Moon Slash and Whirlwind Barrage. Jinching Singh leaped forward to attack Lu Fan, his greatsword unleashing countless crescent-shaped slashes, each one as powerful as a sword god's, a third profession Half Moon Slash. With this skill, Jinching Singh was confident he could break through Lu Fan's jade shields. However, before his attack could reach Lu Fan, a massive white bone suddenly thrust up from the ground in front of Lu Fan, blocking his skills while they were in mid-air. All of Jinching Singh's skills landed on this white bone, creating a shower of sparks. However, they only left some small cuts on the bone without being able to break it, let alone harm Lu Fan. Facing this white bone, Jinching Singh suddenly felt an ominous premonition. He seemed to sense that the owner of this bone might be an extraordinary being. He stepped back and looked up at Lu Fan's transport array. One glance was enough to make his blood run cold, because within the transport array, a giant bone dragon was slowly emerging. This bone dragon was the size of a small mountain, making the entire Jin family palace seem cramped in comparison. Upon its appearance, it immediately crushed several buildings beneath its feet. Although it was a summon, Jinching Singh could not see its level. Worse, from both its size and the pressure it exuded, he could sense that this bone dragon was terrifyingly powerful. After emerging from the summoning array, the divine bone clone stretched its body and released a slightly hoarse dragon roar. Waves of sound rippled out from its mouth, causing cracks to appear in the solid walls of the Jin family palace. As for the palace guards, the weaker ones fainted from this single dragon roar. Now, the divine bone clone stood amid the ruins of the Jin family palace, looking down at the insects below. It was fully displaying the might of a true boss. "What kind of being is this?" The palace guards who had not fainted stood trembling with their weapons, not daring to approach. For their entire lives, they had never seen such a terrifying summon. This, Jinching Singh could not help but tremble as well. Due to his high level, he could clearly sense the pressure that others might not perceive. Jinching Singh knew deeply that this enormous bone dragon before him was definitely far stronger than the 9 hell demons. Jinching Singh knew that Lu Fan had enslaved the 9 hell demons and even the 5 national guardians. However, right now, the 9 hell demons and 5 national guardians were causing chaos throughout overseeing Heaven City, and the last one, Jinching, had just appeared and was being engaged by the 2 old palace stewards. Theoretically, Lu Fan should not have any boss summons with him. At most, just a few baby dragons. Jinching Singh was confident that with his strength as a 4th profession player, he could easily handle Lu Fan and a few baby dragons. But how could he have anticipated that Lu Fan would summon this huge bone dragon? Furthermore, judging by this bone dragon's size alone, it was clearly not a low-level summon. In terms of level, it was likely far above that. At the same time, it was definitely a boss of some formidable place. Otherwise, it would not have caused such fear to well up from deep within his heart. Crash! With a sound like shattered glass, the white bone blocking Lu Fan's path crumbled into nothingness. Lu Fan's steps never ceased, and he unhurriedly passed by Jinching Singh's side. Lu Fan patted Jinching Singh's shoulder and smiled, saying, "I said I could kill you without my sword, so I won't draw it. In return, you can play with my little pet over there. I still have someone to kill, and I have no time to waste with you." With that, Lu Fan walked past him. Logically, with Lu Fan so unguarded, even going so far as to pat his shoulder, it should have been the perfect opportunity for Jinching Singh to kill him. However, Jinching Singh was completely rooted. His eyes were wide open, staring fixedly at the divine bone clone, because Lu Fan, wanting Jinching Singh to understand how he died, had already revealed the divine bone clone's attributes. Jinching Singh could see exactly what kind of being this enormous creature was with just one glance at its attribute panel. It was a level 90 epic grade boss, with attributes several times that of the 9 hell demons. Back then, the 9 hell demons had turned Extremistis country upside down, and now, a boss even stronger than the 9 hell demons had appeared here. For Extremistis country, this was undoubtedly a catastrophe! Facing such a boss, even Jinching Singh had lost all desire to fight. There was no possibility he could kill such a being. Even 10 of him could not do it. The opponent was clearly still in his 2nd profession. How did he have such an incredibly powerful summon? Wasn't he a dragon tamer? Why isn't he summoning dragons, but instead summoning these strange things? This is not even an actual dragon! Jinching Singh was completely bewildered. However, the divine bone clone would not spare him just because he stood frozen like a statue. The divine bone clone could sense that among the insects below, the one under its feet might be slightly more useful than the others. Therefore, it decided to crush this insect first. The bone dragon let out a low growl, activating its skill. With it as the center, bone blades burst from the ground like surging waves sweeping outward. Though Jinching Singh was shocked by the divine bone clone's power and had momentarily lost his fighting spirit, his instinct still kicked in. He responded to the incoming wave of bone blades. He immediately leaped into the air, hundreds of meters high, intending to take out an item from his inventory, something that could allow him to fly. Then run away quickly. He was not foolish. He knew what the appearance of this level 90 epic-grade boss in the Jin family palace meant. This boss could destroy overseeing Heaven City without meeting any true resistance. Moreover, outside, there were still the 9 hell demons and the 5 national guardians. How could he, a 4th profession player, possibly resist so many powerful bosses? Now, the entire overseeing Heaven City was not safe! However, just wanting to leave was not that simple. His body had barely risen into the air when the bone dragon's dragon claw came crashing down, its speed completely disproportionate to its massive size. Jinching Singh's pupils contracted sharply. Without holding anything back, he immediately used his strongest skill. The Moon Lord's most powerful attack skill was Water Moon Dance. Using it, Moon Lords could instantly unleash 5 sword slashes of terrifying power. The Destroyer's most powerful attack skill was Roaring Vortex. Using it, destroyers could create sonic booms by swinging their weapon, which would deal terrifying damage to all surrounding enemies. Jinching Singh had mastered both these skills and could even combine them into one, releasing even greater power. This combined skill was currently Jinching Singh's strongest skill. Facing the Bone Dragon's claw, he decided to counter with this skill, hoping to repel the opponent and then quickly flee. Roaring Water Moon. With Jinching Singh's angry roar, his body spun in mid-air and countless sword strikes shot out from him. However, those powerful sword strikes could not hinder the divine bone clone's giant claw in the slightest. The sword strikes were completely ignored by the bone dragon, and its claws struck Jinching Singh. With a tremendous bang, Jinching Singh's skill was forcibly interrupted, and he was sent flying by the divine bone clone's claw, crashing hard into a nearby building, completely shattering the massive structure. Roar. The bone dragon let out a contemptuous growl, then turned its gaze toward the palace guards. Facing such a boss that had instantly defeated Jinching Singh, all the palace guards felt deep despair. Meanwhile, how the divine bone clone wreaked havoc in this palace was its business. Lu Fan's only goal was to kill Jin Zion. Lu Fan, carrying his flaming meteor sword, walked step by step to the side hall's entrance. He eventually crossed it. Throughout the entire process, he never paused once. After all, Lu Fan had said that if Jinching Singh could make him halt even a single step, he would surrender. Jinching Singh clearly did not have that ability. Now, Lu Fan was faced against hundreds of Imperial guards and the trembling Jin Zion. "Quickly stop him," Jin Zion ordered with a shaky voice. The Imperial guards dared not disobey him, and they rushed out from the defensive array to attack Lu Fan. Unfortunately, although these Imperial guards were much stronger than regular palace guards, they were no match for Lu Fan. Lu Fan was buffed by Xiao Ku's soul light form. He had attributes far beyond what any normal person had, and could hope to match. Dealing with a group of third profession players was just child's play. Lu Fan did not even need to transform into the Golden Dragon King. With just himself and his sword, he cut through the Imperial guards like wheat, harvesting their lives. Seeing Lu Fan's overwhelming strength and how the Imperial guards could hardly resist him, Jin Zion's fear grew even stronger. He hesitated for a moment, then decided he absolutely could not stay here any longer. Even though fleeing from the palace, while it was under attack, was extremely shameful. It was essentially equivalent to voluntarily abandoning all royal authority. Jin Zion decided he could not stay here and wait for death.